Yes, sir, we are going live.
Hello guys, welcome to you all. So another bootcamp series, another video of the bootcamp series on Python. We are starting with the grammars and rules of Python. Okay. Okay. So we have seen your first Python code, that how to work with your print part, that we have seen in the last session. So sorry. So how we are going to write this down? First, we will be moving with the keyword print. Okay. In the parenthesis, we will add your inverted commas and then we will write your code. Whatever text you want to write inside this inverted commas, okay, that will work and that will be given as an output. So that's we have seen in the last class. Now we have seen the keywords. There are 36 to 35 to 36 keywords. Those are the reserved words. Okay, they have certain meanings. Okay, this is what. So we are moving with the basically grammars and rules of Python, right? So why it is necessary to learn these rules and grammars? Okay, because whenever we are learning any language, okay, whenever we are moving with any of the languages, we should understand what are their rules, on what based it is been defined, that we need to understand. जब भी हम कोई लैंग्वेज सीखते हैं तो हमको ये चीज बहुत जरूरी होती है समझने के लिए कि ये लैंग्वेज बेसिकली किस रूल्स पे डिजाइन हुई है, ये इसका बैकग्राउंड क्या है, ओके, क्या रूल्स पे इसको सेटअप किया है, व्हाट आर द पिलर्स, राइट, वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दोस पिलर्स. So one of them is your keywords, where we have 36 to 37, 36, 35 to 36 keywords, which are being reserved, okay, for Python, and they have specific use cases, okay, and those specific keywords we are going to use in our programming language, and we are going to see their implementations, okay. And there we have the definitions. Keywords are the reserved words in Python which have the specific use and implementation whenever required, okay. Okay, so it cannot be used as an identifier. We have seen the identifiers. Identifiers are nothing but the rules to define the name, right? Whenever we want to decide some name, whenever we want to provide someone as some name, we need to give them, like, there is some criteria to give them the name, right? We cannot give them a randomly something at the rate k, right? We cannot provide someone's name as okay or at the rate k, right? That is not really, that's really not good, right? Similarly, in your languages you have variables, okay. For those variables we need to provide some name, and for that name we have some rules. Those are known as identifiers. अब गाइस आइडेंटिफायर होता क्या है? आइडेंटिफायर ये जो है रूल्स है, ठीक है सर, ये रूल्स क्या होते हैं? तो तीन टाइप के रूल है. फर्स्ट, आपका जो भी वेरिएबल का नाम है, ओके, whatever your variable name is, it will start with underscore or else it will start with an alphabet, okay. Only two types of characters are applicable. One is your underscore, another one is your alphabets. Those two are only applicable, those two are the only ones. Apart from that, if you want to have any other special character or number at the starting of the character, first character, first character can only be underscore or alphabet, okay. If you want to add any other number or any other special character at the first place, it will give you error, okay. That is not acceptable with the Python. Moving ahead, your second rule, what it suggests, whenever you are writing your variable name, okay, that name can have numbers, alphabets and underscore at any apart from the first place, okay. It can have numbers, variable and alphabets, but there is no possibility of having any other special character apart from underscore. अंडरस्कोर के अलावा और कोई स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स आपके वेरिएबल में नहीं रह सकता, राइट. नंबर्स भी रह सकते हैं बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर, ठीक है. नाउ देयर इज अ थर्ड रूल. व्हाट इज द थर्ड रूल? आइडेंटिफायर्स कैन नॉट बी असाइन्ड वैल्यूज, राइट. जो आपके कीवर्ड्स है उनको आप आइडेंटिफायर्स नहीं बना सकते, बिकॉज किसी का नाम आपने सुना है is, am, are, ऐसा किसी का नाम होता है, right? नहीं, because it is a grammatical word, right? Similarly, those keywords are reserved words. They have specific meaning. So you cannot provide someone, like you cannot provide variable name as one of the keyword, right? So these are the three rules which we have seen. Okay. We are going to see the parallelly with their examples and how is this possible. We are going to see that. Don't worry on that point. Now moving to comments. Whenever you are moving with any of the languages, whenever you are moving with any of the programming part, okay, so then it moves to, like, you need to specify some points, some key points, right? Like whatever that code is working, you understand at once. When we are moving with the number of different things, like when you are like 2 years down the line, if you see that code again, you are unable to remember what that code is doing, right? At that time we need to have something, a written note kind of, where we can see and understand what that particular code does, right? जब भी आपने कोई कोड लिखा, आप वो कोड लिखने के बाद आपने 3 महीने बाद वो कोड देखा या 4 महीने बाद वो कोड देखा, तब आपको क्लैरिटी नहीं आता है कि वो कोड बेसिकली करता क्या है. But in comments part, in comment is the kind of a tool. Okay, comment is a type of a help which Python provides us, right? By using a comment, you can write whatever that particular code does. Okay, you can write a small note what that particular code does, and after 3 years, 5 years, whenever you come back, you can read that note and understand the code, right? With the help of that note, you can understand. So comment is the helping hand from the Python, which will help us to write notes, Now, whenever you want to add, like what this definition says, whenever you want to add any note for understanding that code, right, then that note is known as comment, right? Exactly. Now we will see how we can write those codes and what is the syntax that we are going to cover for sure. Let's move with the theoretical part first. Okay, so comments क्या होते हैं? Comments basically जो हमारा note होता है, जो हमको कोड के बारे में बताएगा, like in our language we can write it, okay, and that will work perfectly. Okay, now writing multiple comments. Multiple comments means if you are giving multiple lines of comment, right? In single line one comment, in another line one comment, in another line one comment. As the number of line increases, then it is known as multi-line comment. Okay, your comment will definitely start from hash. Okay, your comment will definitely start from hash space, and whatever your note is, you can mention over there. Okay, and it will not get considered by your Python code. Okay, and you can read that particular comment. Moving to the statements. Statements are the instructions of Python. Okay, instructions to the Python that Python interpreter can execute. Okay, आपके statements क्या होते हैं? Statements वो है जो आपके Python को instructions provide किए हैं, so that Python interpreter can easily understand those instructions and execute it. Those are known as your statement. Sir, एक example. जैसे if I have written if I will write P is equals to 30 plus 40. Okay, so that is nothing but your instruction that Python can understand what to do with that 30 plus 40, right? It will give you 70 directly. So this is nothing but an executable code which has been built. Okay, whenever the statement is just into one line, then it is known as a single line statement. When it will be moving to the next subsequent lines, it is known as multi-line statements. Now moving to the indentation. Sir, what is indentation? Indentation is basically first we will understand what is indent. Indent is refers to as 4 spaces at the beginning of the code, right? 4 spaces at the beginning of the code is known as indent. Okay, whenever you provide, the process of adding the intent in the code is known as indentation. Okay, process of adding indent to the code is known as indentation. Okay, तो इंडेंट प्रोवाइड करना कोई भी कोड के पहले उस प्रोसेस को क्या बोलते हैं? इंडेंटेशन. ठीक है, इंडेंटेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड द फ्लो ऑफ कोड. ठीक है, इंडेंटेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कोड ऑफ फ्लो पहचानने के लिए, राइट? ठीक है सर, एक एग्जांपल. नाउ आई वांट टू राइट अगर एज ग्रेटर देन 40 है, देन प्रिंट ही इज एल्डर देन मी, राइट? अगर एज ग्रेटर देन 40 है देन यू नीड टू प्रिंट ग्रेटर देन, हिज एज इज ग्रेटर देन 40, राइट। अब आपके प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट को कैसे पता चलेगा कि ही शुड मूव अंडर द ग्रेटर देन 40, जब ग्रेटर देन 40 हो तभी लिखे। सो देन द इंडेंटेशन कम्स इनटू पिक्चर, ठीक है, देन योर इंडेंटेशन कम्स इनटू पिक्चर। इंडेंट इज बेसिकली नंबर ऑफ 4 स्पेसेस एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द कोड, राइट। Process of adding indent to the code is known as indentation. So indentation is basically a terminology which is being given to understand the flow and how to like adding the indent to the flow, right? Adding the indent to the code is known as indentation. Okay, it helps you to understand the flow of your code. Now where we will use indentation, we are going to see the examples and then you will understand it better. For now you can just add 4 spaces to understand the flow is your indentation. Okay, now moving towards docstring. Okay, so there, like whenever you want to add a comment you need to have hash. So as the number of lines, as the number of comments increases, you need to add that many number of hashes, and then you will add your like comment or note, whatever it is. But if you want to add, write 400 500 lines of comment, right, like you want to write a detailed report of it, then the adding number of hashes is not right idea. Then you can move with docstrings. So docstrings are nothing but single triple inverted commas or single double inverted commas. Okay, single triple inverted commas or single triple double inverted triple double inverted commas, inside which you will write whatever you want to write, whatever note, whatever description you want to mention, you can mention. Okay, and it will be considered as like a, yeah, like your comment, right? So this is how the docstring is very much similar to your comment, but it gives you the liberty to write n number of sentences, okay, without adding multiple type of hashes. Okay, now moving towards your variable. So what are variables? Okay, variables are nothing but a place where we store the values. Okay, variables are nothing but a place where we store the values. Okay, so how this variable works? So identifiers are the sets of rules which we use to name the variables, right? So identifiers are not just for your variable names, they can be used for function names, they can be used for your like your different types of a class name, that it can be defined to object name, it can be given to multiple sets of names, right? Now what are variables? Variables are nothing but, you can imagine it is a kind of a container, okay, where you will be storing your values. Okay, आप एक basket imagine करो. Okay, now you are adding some products in that basket. Okay, तो जो basket है आपका, वो आपका है variable. Okay, this is nothing but your variable. Now, what is variable assignment? What is variable assignment? Variable assignment is nothing but assigning a value, putting a value inside that variable, inside that bucket. Okay, putting a value inside that bucket is known as variable assignment. As like indentation. Indentation is a process, right? To assign a value to a variable is known as variable assignment. Okay, so here you can see we are assigning 100 to value 1. We are assigning 250.0 to the value 2, right? What is this? What is this equal to representing? Equal to representing value 1 के अंदर I have put 100, right? Value underscore 2 के अंदर I have put 250.0. So this is nothing but your value, okay, which you have added in the variable. Okay, sir, got it. So adding a value to the variable is known as variable assignment. Exactly. Now there we have taken a number of lines, right? So if you are adding 10 lines, 15, where if you are creating 15 variables, 20 variables, it will take how many number of lines? Sir, 10 lines, 12 lines, 15 lines, 20 lines, right? Now if you want to curtail that part, you can do it in just one line itself. Sir, how is it possible? With the help of multi-assignment. Sir, what is multi-assignment and how we can assign the different variables? Okay, different number of variables, different values in just one line. Here is your code. You can see value 1 underscore value 2 underscore value 3. Okay, here you will mention number of variables separated by comma. Equal to assigns to assignment, single assignment. Okay, now here you will write values separated by comma, and now value 1 will be representing to 250, value 2 will be representing to 100, and value 3 will be representing to 157. Subsequently, the number of values you will add, the number of assessment will happen in just one line. So how many number of values you can have in just one line? N number of values you can add, and number of variables. But the condition is you should have same number of variables and same number of values. Okay. So here we go with multiple assessment. Now moving ahead, you can see the data types. What are data types? So data types are nothing but the types, like the data types are the building blocks of Python. Okay, the values. What are these values? They are being defined into different categories. They are defined into different. They are given the different name numerologies, right? Sorry, nomenclatures. They are given by the different nomenclatures. Okay, so like integers, floating values, strings, tuple, sets. These are nothing but your different data types. Okay, now we will see all this example with the help of your Python code. Okay, let's move towards your Python code now. So we will start our Jupyter notebook, and moving ahead, we are going to see how it moves. Okay, so here we go. What we have to start with? We have to start with comment. What is comment? So now, if I will write, this is an cell. Now I will run this. I will get an error. Okay, because your Python doesn't understand English. Okay, it just understands the set of commands we have defined, right? Only those commands he understands. Python को क्या समझता है? Python को आपका सिर्फ कमांड समझती है. Python को आपके बाकी जो भी English language he doesn't understand, right? So for this we have a note. Okay, if I want to add note, right? How I can add note to it? By using comment. Okay, and how to write comment? So there is one part, that hash space and whatever you want to write. This is right. So this is how it works. Okay, sir, got it. This is your comment. Now why we write comment? Why we write comment? To get tip, to understand code when we will come back again, right? Why we move with your comments? We move with comments to get tip, to understand the code when we come back again. Okay, जब हम वापस आएंगे तो we should get some tip, some hint, right? Or hint will be the best word. To get some hint to understand the code when we will come back again. Okay, sir. Now you can see I have written print my name is Yash, right? You can easily see if I will come 5 days down the line, 5 दिन बाद मैं वापस आऊंगा तो मैं भूल जाऊंगा ये print statement करता क्या है. Now what I will write? Print is an command used to write anything, right? So this is how it will move. Okay, now what is multi comment? Okay, in first line I have mentioned I will learn Python. Second line I am again mentioning I will learn machine learning as well. Then I mention I will learn SQL as well, right? Then what happens? This is like number of lines are increasing, right? So this is how, this is nothing but your multi line comment. Okay, sir, got it. But like, what is multi-line comment? Whenever we have more than one comment back to back, those are known as multi-line comment. Perfect, sir, got it. Now you can see I am writing my statements, but it is not giving me any error. If I will write just like this sentence, still it will give me error. Okay, so this is how comments help you. Now, apart from comments, we have docstrings. Okay, what are docstrings? Docstrings are nothing but a very good helping hand. Okay, so you can see there we have three inverted commas where we have written our comments, right? If you want to have more than one line of a comment, okay, if you want to have more than one line of a comment, then you will move to docstring. There you can mention hello Python, I am Josh Agrawal, right? There you can move ahead with the number of like whatever you want in any number of lines, you can move ahead with it. Okay, okay, okay. This is how it will work. This is nothing but a docstring. So docstring का लिखने का तरीका क्या है? 3 double inverted commas and you can write anything inside that, or else 3 single inverted commas and you can write anything inside that. Okay, this is nothing but your docstrings. Okay, sir. Now moving towards your indentation. Sir, indentation क्या है? Okay, basically it is an, now we will see, it is an process of adding indent to the code. Indentation क्या है? It is the process of adding indent to the code. Sir, what is indent? Indent is 4 spaces. Okay, now where we can add indent? Okay, we will see that. You can see over here, right? I am using one a is equals to 10. I have assigned one value, a variable a. I have assigned one value 10. Now I am checking if a is equal to 10. Okay, colon. Whenever we have this colon and if we will press enter, you will get this indent, 4 spaces, right? Now I will write print it is 10. You can see you are getting an output, it is 10. Okay, as you have given this indent. And what is the rule to identify the indent when it is required? Whenever there is a colon, in the next line we should have 4 spaces, right? We need to have 4 spaces. Now you can see this code again. What I will do, I will just remove these 4 spaces. What we will give? We will get error. And what is that error? Indentation error, because the indentation is not proper. Okay, and we are not providing the right kind of instructions. Sir, Python को कैसे पता चला we are not providing the right kind of instructions? Because Python knows some basic rules, right? Python knows some basic rules. So colon के बाद we need 4 spaces. He knows that point and we are not providing it. So that's why he is giving us this error. And along with that error, he is also helping us expected an indent block, right? So he is also helping us with the solution expected. Yeah, okay. There is an expectation of 4 spaces or an indent block. Okay, so this is how it will work. Now moving ahead, you can see one more example for IDX in range 10 print IDX. Okay, you can see you got the right answer, right? Because whenever we have colon, we need to add 4 spaces in the next line, right? Now you can see I will use this code again. Right? And but this time I will not provide indentation. Now you can see it is giving us indentation error. Now you can see it is giving us indentation error. And what does it suggest? It gives us expected an indent block. Okay, so we need to provide 4 spaces, and you can count even 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now if you will run, it will work, right? So this is how indentation is important to us. Okay, going ahead, we are going to see what are your statements. What are your statements? Okay, statements are nothing but a Python interpreter can understand and execute it. Okay, ऐसी कोई भी चीज जो Python खुद से execute कर सकता है. Okay, without taking help from your side. Okay, ऐसी कोई भी चीज को हम बोलेंगे ये आपका स्टेटमेंट, राइट? अभी हमने यहाँ लिखा है a is equals to 10 plus 90, right? What you have written? A is equals to 10 plus 90. And if you will write a, it should give 10 plus 90 na. How come it is giving me 100 directly? How come it is giving me 100 directly? Because it is giving you 100 directly. Here Python knows what to do with this 2 number when there is a plus sign. Okay, when there is a plus sign, your Python interpreter knows exactly what he has to do with this plus sign. So that's where whenever you will call this a, it will give you 100. Okay, and this is your statement. This entire line is your statement. We will see one more example. B is equals to 10 plus 30 plus 40 plus 30 plus 50, right? Now here you will see it's 130. So what is this line? This line is nothing but your single line statement. Okay, now moving ahead, you can see what are your multi-line statements. Okay, so now here we just have 4 numbers. If at all we need to add 400 numbers together, जब 400 नंबर को एक साथ ऐड करना पड़ेगा तब क्या चैलेंजेस रहेंगे? ओके, सो यू नीड टू मूव टू नेक्स्ट लाइन, राइट? अब जैसे यू आर मूविंग टू नेक्स्ट लाइन, यू आर गेटिंग दिस एरर, इनवैलिड सिंटेक्स, बिकॉज जैसे ही अपने नेक्स्ट लाइन में गए पुरानी वैल्यू कंफ्यूज्ड हो गई कि सर प्लस के बाद क्यों कुछ नहीं आया, वो नेक्स्ट लाइन में गई क्या? नहीं. फॉर दिस व्हाट वी नीड टू ऐड बैकस्लैश. ठीक है, वी नीड टू ऐड बैकस्लैश आफ्टर प्लस. And if you will run, we will get this value. We will get this value. Now you can see we are getting it right value. So this is nothing but your multi-line statement. This is nothing but your multi-line statement. Okay. Now you can see if you want to move to again to the next line, what you can go ahead with, again add slash, and it will move to third line as well. So this is nothing but your multi-line statements. Okay. So hope you have been cleared with the single line statement, indentation, and multi-line statements. Now we will see what are your variables. Okay. Variables we have seen, they are nothing but your buckets where we store some value. Okay. Then storing that value is known as variable assignment. Now we will see what are variables and how to store that values. So val equal to 10. Okay. So here what we have, this val is nothing but your variable with the name val. Okay. Val is an variable. Val is an variable with the name val, with the name as val, right? And for writing this name, we have three different rules, right? That we have discussed in the indentations. Okay. We are going to see that again. Okay. Val is a variable with some name val, right? Where we have provided the value 10, where we have provided the value 10. Okay. This is how your val variable works. This is how your val variable works. Okay. Now moving ahead, you can see this way. Now assigning 10, storing 10 in the val, okay, or assigning 10 in the val is, and this process is known as variable assignment. Okay. This process of storing the value in the val variable is known as variable assignment. Okay. Now, what are the rules for writing this val variable name? It should start with underscore. Okay. So underscore val is applicable. Underscore val equal to 10 is applicable. Right. Okay. Capital A val is also acceptable. Sir, is it need to be okay? Anum equal to 10, it is also acceptable, right? Okay, sir. Sir, small a, small z num, it is also acceptable, but it cannot start with a number. One num is not acceptable. It will give you error. At the rate num equal to 10, it is also not acceptable, right? So it can only start with any alphabet, capital or small, okay, along with underscore. Okay. Okay. Now it can have numbers. Now it can have numbers. Apart from your first character, it can be like this. Now it will work because we can add one. Okay. We can add numbers, alphabets, and your underscore, any of this location, any of these characters, right? But we cannot have underscore one num at the rate hash or at dollar. We cannot have this special characters. Apart from underscore, none of these special characters have this permission, okay, for writing that variable name. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is how we can go ahead with or move ahead with. Moving to the next cell, we can see one more point, what it is. Now we are assigning one value. Okay, value of string value of string is Yash. Here you can write whenever you will call this variable, you will get this value Yash. Sir, why we need this variable? Very good question. Okay. So it is not a good practice to write. Right now I am writing my name is Yash Agrawal. I am working with you all, right? So now I don't want to write this entire statement multiple times. So what I will do, I will create a small variable. Okay, this is my small variable where I will be storing this entire sentence, and by using this small variable I can move ahead with the code. तो इससे क्या होगा, इससे आपका ये होगा कि इतना बड़ा सेंटेंस आपको बार बार नहीं लिखना पड़ेगा, अब छोटे से वेरिएबल में यू कैन मूव अहेड विद. नाउ अब आपको जो भी जगह इस लाइन का काम पड़ता है तो यू कैन जस्ट यूज दिस वेरिएबल. ओके, प्लस 100, राइट, देखो 100 आ गया आपका. सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन मूव अहेड विद. ओके सर, गॉट इट. नाउ सर ये तो हुआ वेरिएबल असाइनमेंट. a इक्वल टू 10, b इक्वल टू 11, c इक्वल टू 12, right? Here we can write a, b and c equal to this values, but a comma b comma c comma, right? Sir, here we are taking more 3 values. Okay, three variable assessment are there. So अगर आपके पास 3 वेरिएबल है, 3 वेरिएबल असेसमेंट है. सर अगर 10 वेरिएबल है तो 10 लाइन लगेगी. बट सर मैं एक लाइन में कर सकता हूँ क्या? यस, इट इज पॉसिबल विद द हेल्प ऑफ मल्टी वेरिएबल assignment. Okay, what is multi-variable assignment? Multi-variable assignment is you can write the number of variables separated by comma, a comma b comma c, then comes your equal to sign, then comes your 10, 11 comma 12. Same number of values should be there, same number of variables should be there. Then now if you will write print c, you will get 12. If you will write print a, you will get 10. Now if you will write print b, you will get 11. This is how it will going to work. Okay, so this is nothing but your multivariable assessment. This is nothing but your multivariable assessment, where you will be assigning values to the variables. Okay, where you will be assigning the values to the variables. Okay, now we will going to see how the things will move in this particular loop. Okay, now you can assign number of variables. Now you have assigned the values. Okay, so this values 10, 11, 12. Okay, what are these values? What are these values? So these values are nothing but your data types. These values are nothing but your data types. And what are the different data types we have? We have integers, floating values, boolean, your strings, your list, tuple, sets, dictionary. These are nothing but your different data types. Okay, in the upcoming videos we are going to see what are the different data types, and these data types are nothing but the values which are the building block of Pythons. Okay, now just take a recap of this, all of these points. Let's see if we have left any of the point or not, and we can go ahead with it. Okay, now we have covered your keywords. What are your keywords? Keywords are nothing but this, some reserved words. What are your identifiers? Identifiers are the rules that how to write the names of the variables or the class or the functions, right? There are 3 types of rules that we have discussed. Now we have comments. Comments are nothing but a helping hand from the tool, okay, from Python, which will help us and guide us how we can add note in front of any code, okay, in order to understand that code. Then we have statements. A statements is a thing which Python can easily understand with the help of his brain and execute it directly. Then we have indentation. Indentation is the 4 spaces indent which we add to the code, okay, in order to understand and maintain the flow, right? Okay. Then we have docstrings, which is a higher version of comments where we can write n number of comments without multiplying without multiple number of hashes. Variable, which is where we store the values, okay, and store the process of storing the values is known as variable assignment. And if you want to store more than one values in just one assignment, then it is known as multiple assessment. Data types, they are nothing but the building blocks of the Python, where we consider all the types of different values. So hope you guys you have enjoyed this video. You have learned something from this video. You have understood the grammar and rules of the Python, which will help you to decide. So yes, this is what all points which you need to consider whenever you are going to move with any of the languages. Now, all the best, guys. Wish you a luck. Hope you have all seen this part clearly. You have got this part clearly. Now we will be meeting in the next upcoming video, and stay tuned with me, stay tuned with Skill Edge, follow and subscribe our channel, and let's see how many of you are able to manage to get the certificate. And here we will wrap up our session. Thank you, guys.